Why Shiv Roy would never be the chosen child to take over Logan's empire in the Max series Succession. Watch this entire video to learn the single worst mistake that a lot of women commit without even noticing, and Shiv Roy masters it. That single error prevents women from growing their careers in any company, especially the large ones. And if you keep doing this, you can also ruin your career. Hi, this is Story by Sil Kuriachi, and I'm Sil, and I'm here to give you tips and tricks to grow your career and reach your goals through storytelling and presentation skills. Don't miss my videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share this with someone, and also ring the bell to get the notifications. You probably saw the latest news about Rupert Murdoch's retirement. Finally, his children were probably very anxious and excited with the news, waiting to see who would take over his empire. Well, if you follow series like I do, you know that Max series Succession was inspired by this real life story. Royco, Logan's empire, is inspired by Fox. And the whole family saga is very similar to what we see in real life. That's why Succession is such an incredible series to watch. If you want to learn more about politics and how the corporate world works, that's a good one to start with. Now, there are some interesting things to point out. Logan in the series has 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. They are all very spoiled, manipulative, and weak in general. They are very entitled, and none of them would be good leaders for any company. I'm not saying that Roy is a great leader, but he seems to know what he's doing. At least that's what they want to show us, while his children are completely unprepared. We cannot deny that the 2 boys, Roman and Kendall, they have their own agendas and they would prefer to be playing around with the money than sticking to the company and properly doing the job. At the same time, there is a clear power dispute there. Having the money is not enough. I mean, if I had that money, I would retire
Washington
and just live my life happily ever after. But this is not enough. If you have the possibility to have the power in your hands, that's what you want. Especially men. Men deal very well with the power dispute. They just want the power and that's all. Of course, they want the money too, but having the title, the ability to tell people what they must do and having things your own way, it's very typical of this type of characters, these 2 boys, these 2 men, right? But they behave like boys, so. And then there is Shiv, the woman. At a certain point, Shiv tricks us into thinking that she's prepared. She's actually the best one. She knows how to play the political game, which can be perceived as a mature trait. But turns out that she is probably the most manipulative character in the series, and she's not loyal to anyone. She plays her own game, sometimes and oftentimes getting pretty much lost, not knowing what the next move should be. But what I want to talk about here is the fact that Shiv makes tons of mistakes that can ruin any corporate career. There's a huge list of bad habits and bad attitudes that she has, but here I'm gonna focus on one that's the main one for me. Even if you don't watch the series, you can just take a look at some scenes. You're gonna notice what I'm talking about. But the thing is, after learning this, you have to take a step back and think about yourself. How often are you making the same mistakes? That's the point here. Learn from the others and do not repeat the error. Before jumping into this mistake, I'm going to talk about how women are much more expressive than men in general. Research shows that women show more emotions and are more expressive of their feelings than men. It does not mean that men do not do that, and it does not mean that women cannot hide them. What it means is that, in general, not only women show more emotions, but also the audience, the people who are watching, men and women, pay more attention to how women show their emotions. This happens because us women are raised with more freedom to show our emotions. We are allowed to show how happy we are, how sad we are. It's okay for girls to cry. Whereas for men and boys, well, they're raised to just, well, you fell down. It's okay. Just brush it off. Stand up. Be strong. Be a man. Do not cry. When boys are taught not to cry if they're hurt, all the other feelings are gonna be suppressed. They learn how to hide what they're feeling. And as they grow, they get better and better at hiding their feelings, at showing what we call a poker face. I can be happy, I can be sad, I can be angry. You'll never know. That's a very useful talent for business. And a lot of women are great at doing this, but most of us are not. We get emotional if we watch something that moves us. We laugh more openly. We show pity eyes if we're feeling sorry for something. And that, my friends, kills us. So going back to Shiv, what Shiv does that ruins her career, and maybe you're doing the same and it's been ruining yours, pay attention to her face. Sarah Snook does a great job in playing Shiv. Her face changes at every expression, at every single sentence that she speaks, in a way that you're like, I understand what she's going through. I understand what's going on in her mind while she's saying this. She might be saying something very sweet, and you understand the irony behind it because Sarah is so good at playing Shiv. But take a look at her eyebrows, how she raises her eyebrows, how you can understand her insecurities when she's looking to the side, down, up, how she looks scared after listening to something that displeases her. She's always thinking about the next step, but at the same time she's confused. And because all her relations are so transactional and she's always playing a game, it feels like we cannot trust her. Pay attention to that scene where she's on stage giving a speech and she touches her hair, like even across her body. Not like this, but she goes like this and this, like fixing her hair. She's clearly uncomfortable, and to me, I'm under the impression that she's lying. I don't know you. But what I want us to focus on is how Shiv shows contempt all the time. She treats people miserably. She's always despising people. And you can see this by the look in her eye, by the lines of expression on her forehead, by the way her lips move. It's very clear when she despises someone. And this whole package of showing a lot of emotions, of being too transparent, using the eyes, using the forehead, using the mouth, the gestures, all these things make people look at her and second guess her. Like, I don't think she's capable. I think she's too insecure. People who show a lot of contempt usually want to hide some weaknesses. And that's exactly what Shiv is doing. She's hiding her weaknesses. She doesn't feel loved. She doesn't feel secure and safe. She doesn't feel likable. None of them do, but we're talking about Shiv here. So pay attention to all these details. Record yourself. Watch yourself talking. See pictures. Ask your friends and family, do I show a lot of facial expressions? How transparent am I? Well, I'm not telling you to become a liar and hide everything, but if you want to be successful in a company, you probably should control your facial expressions, your body language. People want to trust their leaders. And you only trust your leader if your leader demonstrates calmness, balance, control. And those expressions, they show the exact opposite. Now, let's be fair. Do the men, Roman and Kendall, hide their feelings better than Shivs? Not really. They're pretty bad at it too. But the world out there tends to be harder on women. Because men are allowed to explode and they hit things, they hit the desk and they throw things and they scream at people and it's all fine because they're men. They explode. They have a lot of testosterone. And then when it comes to women, what is expected from us is to be sweet, nice, modest, calm, loving, compassionate. That's the norm. That's how we were raised. And there is this unconscious bias that tells us, well, if you're not that way, you're not likable. But then if you are that way, yeah, you're not good to be a leader. So, it's awful. So we understand all Shiv's expressions. She has all the rights to be angry. But if you want to become a true leader, if you want to be on the top, controlling your emotions is critical. It's too bad because I was rooting for Shiv. She's fabulous. Her power dressing is so perfect to become the president, the CEO of the whole thing. And I think it would be nice just to see a badass woman there for a change. But yeah, it's good learning for us. So I hope you got something from this. I hope that it helps you change some of your expressions and attitudes at work, because I want to see you grow. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone you think is too expressive.